Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at a neutral eyeshadow palette. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm not a neutral lover. If you've never been here before, I love colour. I love greens and blues, vibrant colours, rainbow colours. I tend to steer away from neutral palettes. However, this one spoke to me and I just had to have it in my collection, especially when Beauty Bay had it on offer for 50% off. Like what? I'm sure it's supposed to be something like £49, so I got it for like £24 something. Next day delivery with Beauty Bay. It's here, it's stunning. I already have the Strawberry Dreams and the two Moonspell palettes, so this will add to my Lunar Beauty collection very nicely. Packaging goals, as usual with Lunar Beauty, really impressed. Even like the look of the outer packaging as well. Shall we open her up? So this is not a new palette, there'll be a million videos on it. I'm not bothered, I just want to play with it. For me, this is a neutral palette that is interesting. I mean, you do have your middle row of extremely neutral browns, okay, which is what I do tend to steer away from, but the shimmers at the top look spectacular. These tones at the bottom, especially the two bluey shades, I'm excited. So although it's neutral, I feel like it can go very dramatic if you want it to, and I love dramatic makeup. So yeah, let's stick some on my eyeballs and see what we think. I am trying the Beauty Bay priming base, eye base thing. Haven't picked this up until recently. It was in the sale at the same time. I think this was reduced to £3 from £5. I bought it in the shade number 2. I always use concealer because I have very dry eyelids. So concealer works fine for me usually. However, I thought I'll give this one a go. It's normally my Revlon Candid Concealer in Vanilla, but I see a lot of people using this. A lot of people like it, so I thought we'd give it a whirl. The funny thing is, my last video, which was the Moonspell 2 palette by Lunar Beauty, I was actually saying in that video that I wanted to get this palette, and if it went in a sale, I would pick it up. Literally the next day, 50% sale. I've also bought the Milk palette by Mitchell because that was 50% off on his website, and I managed to grab one when there was a tiny little restock. So I'm planning to do a video on that one too. That's got quite a few neutrals in it also, but I don't know what's happening to me buying all this brown eyeshadow. Send help. Okay, that seems fairly similar to my concealer that I'd normally put on. It's a little bit tacky. I'm liking that so far. Let's see how the shadows perform on it, on my lids. I'm going to start out with my depth because I always like to start out with the deepest shade usually that I'm going to want to use, unless it's a black, sometimes maybe not. But then I'm looking at the palette thinking the shades that drew me in was definitely the two blues, which is Deep Sea and Lagoon. Obviously Deep Sea is the shimmer, so I want to go in with Lagoon, and then we'll see where we go from there. I'm going to take that shade on my PC37 Peaches and Cream brush, and we'll just see how pigmented this is. That is nice and deep. Let's just get in my eye wrinkles. Wow, that shade is gorgeous. You see, I buy a neutral palette and this is what I'm putting on my eye. I mean, I can't help it. I cannot be helped. And I think I'm just gonna bring it a little bit more into the middle of the crease. Can you tell I haven't got a plan? I do like to start out with no plan for some reason. I really do like Lunar Beauty's formula. I think it's fantastic. Although I did see a few people complaining about the formula of the new Moonspell 2 palette, which surprised me because I really enjoyed it. But they were saying, yeah, he's having it made in China now, and they think the formula's a bit different. Let's just tickle around the edges of this a bit just to begin to diffuse it. Thinking about it, I could do a different look on my other eye and see how versatile this neutral palette really is. Two completely different looks. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. That is blending out beautifully. Let me just pack a little bit more of the depth back in because we blended a little bit of it out. We don't want to lose that. That is super nice though. Is it coming across super blue to you? Because to me, when I'm not looking at it in the palette and it's just on my eye, it's got very sort of grey vibes. Smoky, grey, charcoaly, with a hint of deep blue. Very, very nice. I do like my depth. I think then I want to go into Rose Thorn, which is that shade there. I mean, even the pans, look at them with the moons and the stars, absolutely gorgeous. Spectrum B11 into that Rose Thorn shade. And I'm just gonna pop it near the inner corner. Oh, that's pretty. It's pretty for a neutral. I mean, those shades just blended themselves out, really. It doesn't look as blended on camera. I like this a lot. Ooh, smoky, nice, beautiful. What shimmer are we going to go for, though? I think first I'm going to take Meteor, which is this one here, sort of a silvery, I mean, it's got reflex of different colours in, blue and all sorts, but it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going to take that first, and I'm just going to take it on a 230 Luxe pencil brush by Jessup and see if we can get it to pick up. Oh yeah, that picks up well on this brush. And I'm just going to pop this on the lid near the inner corner. Oh, that goes well with the Rose Thorn shade that we've got down. I'm not trying to be neat or cut creasy, I'm just wanting quite a rough edge to this shimmer. That is so pretty. And then I've just wiped that brush off and I want to go into Deep Sea, obviously, because it's one of the reasons I bought the palette and it's absolutely stunning. Let's see what it's like on the eye. Oh yeah, that's quite deep. Well, it's called Deep Sea. Oh, that's beautiful. And then just on the outer corner, I want to go into a little bit of Night Sky, which is the sparkly black. Oh, it's got purpley and bluey and silvery reflex in that one. Same, wiping the brush off again, going into Night Sky, and just packing this. Oh, that's nice. The outer corner. Not going too crazy. Keep it steady, Kerry, steady hands. Just going to go back into that Lagoon shade on that first brush I had and just tickle around the edges of this just to make sure it looks blended and nice. And then for the lower lash line, I think I'm going to go into Smoke, which is this grey matte here. I'm just going to take it on a Spectrum A16 brush. Like, first impressions with palettes for me always look a bit crazy and a bit mismatched just because I'm trying to try as many shades as possible. And it's not necessarily a look I've sat and thought about and planned. Can you tell? It'll all come together at the end. I know it looks quite dramatic and crazy right now. It'll be fine. It will be fine. Then I want to take a little bit of Adamantium, which is the real sparkly bright light silver shade, and this is on a BB210 brush. I'm just going to pop this on the inner corner and brighten that up a bit because we are super dramatic right now. We need a little bit of lightness, methinks. Just going to slowly bring it onto the lid a tiny bit as well. And onto the lower lash line. And we'll pop a little bit of that near the brow bone. Then in my waterline, I think I'm just going to put a little bit of this Acid Rain paint by P. Louise in Nitro. Then I'm just going to take a clean fluffy brush and make sure the edges are looking as dispersed and blended as I can get them. because this is quite a big blown out smoky kind of a look, and I don't want it to be blocky. I want it dispersed. For the other eye, I think I'm going to stick to the sort of brown, warmer-ish tones, and I'm going to use my PC37 Peaches and Cream brush, and I'm going to first go into Earthbender, which is this deep brown here. Don't know what's wrong with me. I do not dip into browns for a neutral look. Just no. But this does look like a super nice chocolatey colour. Ooh. Again, the quality of this, I mean, the pigment is just gorgeous. As you can see, it blends out beautifully. Then I'm going to take a Jessup 223 brush, and I think I want to go into the shade Sandstorm, which is this one here that I've just stuck my finger in. Just go on the very edges of that last shade. Then with the Morphe M506, I'm going to dip into Dusk, which is this one here, and you've guessed it, blend it out even further, just so it's got a nice seamless gradient and blend. I'm even going to take that shade right down toward the inner corner. I'm just going to go back and forth through the different shades and work on the blend between them. I'm not used to blending browns into browns. I mean, apparently that's supposed to be easier, but... Then I'm going to dip into a little bit of the Night Sky shade again, because I need to deepen this up a bit more and make it a little bit more me. Let's have some extreme depth in the outer corners, shall we? Because why not? This is a really nice black. A little bit scary though, because it is pigmented. Just working that dark brown around the edge of that black. And on my JS10 brush, I'm going to go into the shade Flare first, which is a really nice light shimmer. And when I can pick it up on my brush, just put this in the inner corner area. I think I may need to spray this. This does seem a slightly different formula shimmer to the others. It's softer looking, but very, very pretty when it's on. Then I'm going to go into the shade Desert Sky. I'm going to take the other side of that brush. Oh, that's nice. Am I saying that's nice to a brown shimmer? I mean, it is nice. Shimmers, you know, sparkles. Then I'm going to take a little bit of Gold Dust, which is the gold shimmer, and just marry those two shimmers up with Gold Dust in between. Considering I like to pack eyeshadow on, I haven't really got any fallout. I've got extremely minimal fallout, so that's a winner. Oh, I think adding that gold shade was the right decision. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of Dusk and Sandstorm and put them on the lower lash line just to finish this off. And you've guessed it, a clean, fluffy brush to go around the edges. Well, these have turned out dramatic, haven't they? I mean, I did expect that, not gonna lie. This palette though, it has got depth, it has got shimmer, it blends like a dream. And for the waterline for this eye, I'm going to go in with another P. Louise crisp, oh this is a crisp finish, not an acid rain. And this is in the shade Tangy Tease, so I'll pop this in the waterline. Okay guys, so these are the finished eyes. I am really happy with the eye base. Shadows blended absolutely beautifully on this eye base. I will definitely be using this more. Could this be replacing my Revlon Candid Concealer for my eye base? I'll definitely play with it some more and see if it is becoming my new favourite. But it's nice to have an alternative as well, because not all shadows might like my concealer. So yeah, I definitely like this. The palette, absolutely gorgeous. For a neutral palette, I mean, I know I have created quite dramatic looks with this palette. Not everybody wants a neutral palette for such dramatic looks as this. Let me just shut my blind. My sun is coming through and it's that's better. I don't look weird now. Okay, I might look a little bit weird, but not because of the lighting. So this palette, I can see why people rave about it. I can see why it sold quite a lot. I can see why as soon as it went into a sale, everybody grabbed it, because they've been thinking the same thing as me. That looks like a gorgeous palette. I love Lunar Beauty's quality and it's half price. Hopefully it will come back. Don't know if it's going to come back with the reduced price, but I love this palette. For a neutral palette, and I'm a colour lover, I'm definitely glad I've got it in my collection. I don't really think you can go wrong with this. Do you need another neutral palette if you've got this one? It's so versatile because of the shades that's in it. Yeah, okay. People say neutral palette with a pop of blue. I suppose that's technically what this is, but it can just go so dramatic, or it can be really soft, simple, nice and neutral. I just absolutely love it. My favourite shades have probably got to be the Deep Sea shade and the Gold Dust, because, I mean, even together, they're gorgeous. You could easily put those together on the eye and make a stunning look. Or you can, like I say, just keep it super neutral with the middle shades, a little bit of light sparkle. I really like this palette. I'm so glad it's in my Lunar Beauty collection now. It can sit nicely next to my Strawberry Dreams palette, which is its very colourful sister. And who says neutrals can't be dramatic? Not me, that's for sure. Yeah, I knew I was going to do as dramatic as I possibly could with this palette. I definitely want to play with it again, and I want to pair the blues and the browns together, and the gold maybe, and just combine these two looks into one eye look. I think that'd be really nice. I will link the palette down below just in case you haven't got your hands on it and you do want to get hold of it. Yeah, I really recommend Lunar Beauty as a brand. I think they're fantastic, and the colour stories, the ideas, the packaging, it's all just goals. I'm really impressed. So would I say this is the best neutral palette? It's probably the best neutral palette in my collection, unless you're classing Carnival the Antidote as a neutral palette, because technically that's not fully neutral. Don't know, it depends on the technicalities, because I really do like that as a neutral palette. But yeah, I don't need to buy any more browns. I have everything I need within this palette. So for me, yes, definitely. It's the best neutral palette I've got in my collection. Thanks for watching this video, guys. If you want some more makeup content, then why not subscribe? I've got a lot of palettes coming my way that I plan to review, do first impressions on. I've got a few assumptions that I need to make a video on. I've got all sorts of things planned, so please subscribe, like, comment, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye.